mixture of two Greek and Latin words, socius and logos. Socius means society and logos means knowledge. So, when mixed together, sociology means the study of human society or the study of people around us. To study the people around us, sociology looks at humans from 5 different places. From the mountains, sociology sees that puppets are controlled by the puppeteer, where the puppets are humans and the puppeteer is the society. This point of view is called structuralism.
From the hills, sociology sees that puppets are controlling the puppeteer, where again, the puppets are human and the puppeteer is the society. This point of view is called interpretivism.
From the tall buildings, sociology sees society divided into 2, the rich, the bourgeoisie, and the poor, the proletariat. These 2 classes seem to always fight against each other, and it seems that almost everything in this world, like education, media, is making people proletariats, the poor, and not making them bourgeoisie, the rich. This point of view is called Marxism.
Shorter building, sociology questions the function of elements in society, such as is education functional? Are families functional? This point of view is called functionalism.
From the small house in the city, sociology would think that this world is unfair, unequal. At work, boys get paid more than girls. Boys do better at things than girls. This point of view is called feminism. Remember that sociology wants to study the human society? Now, sociology does not only study society from 5 points of view before, but also through observations. When observing a society, you can choose to become one with the new society, watch from afar, and many other options. Other options such as random, stratified, systematic, cluster, quota, snowball, opportunity also can be used. Each of them, of course, have disadvantage and advantage.
Okay, now back to where sociology wants to study the human society. In human society, the relationship between a human and the people around it is very important, especially how they live or the way of life. Now, the way of life of society is called culture. It's how you eat, drink, sleep, talk, dress. All this culture are made from 5 little puzzles: symbols, language, values, beliefs, and norms. Values and norms depend on time and place. In some countries, people consider education as priority, even a must. Meanwhile, in other countries, education not as important. Another example is the OK sign. Most of you might think this is a normal symbol, while people in Turkey would get very angry if you did this, because it means homosexual.
Although values and norms depend on time and place, some might be considered universal, like private property. But looking from the sociology perspective of Marxism, they think this value of private property is just for the rich people, or the bourgeoisie. With the difference of values and norms depending on time and place, social inequality happens. People are classified or grouped into different classes: age, gender, caste, wealth, and more. In Bali, people are grouped into castes: the pariahs, the sudras, the vaishyas, the satriyas, and the brahmins. People who are pariahs and sudras usually have poor life chances. They usually do poor in education, get less access to health facilities, usually because of discrimination and social exclusion. However, this condition may change if you get married to a person with a higher status, like a satriya. But you can go back to a sudra or a pariah because of social closure.
Other than culture, family is also an important part of the human society. A family is formed by a marriage, and a marriage creates kinship. Kinship is a blood relationship. Where there is a blood relationship, there is a family. When a father and a mother has a baby, they have created a nuclear family. But as the baby grows up and meets the uncle, aunt, grandmother, grandfather, and the cousins, an extended family is created.
Marriage and families have changed by time. In the old days, people would have nuclear families and extended families. But sooner, with the easy access to divorce, people would divorce, get married again, divorce, get married again, and repeat. This is called serial monogamy, or people will divorce and stay a single parent.
Easy access to divorce is not the only thing that changed families, but ethnicity too. For example, African Caribbean families are usually matrifocal, meaning that mother is taking the role of the father while being a mother. The mother is the superman and woman of the family. So wife feels that the husband is useless and files a divorce.
Talking about marriage, it seems that marriage is not as important as it was before. Options like cohabitation, where you live in the same house but don't get married, or communes, where a bunch of people live in the same house, eat together, have kids, and all the adults are moms and dads while the kids are kids. However, marriage is still very important in some cultures, and functionalism thinks that families are needed for life. In families, children need to learn knowledge and values that they need to live in their society through education. A child can do informal education such as homeschooling and formal education like school. Schools teach curriculum or as you know subjects like math, science, English, and social science. But you might know that some curriculums are hidden. So this is a classroom. And see how teacher's desk is at the front? And the students' tables are rowed behind the teacher. This shows that the teacher is powerful. The teacher is the leader.
Education is thought to be important for our lives because it can help us to get a better quality of life. When we go to university and get a job, we can get access to health facilities easier and better education. But Marxists believe that a person's social class, whether they're rich or not, will make them who they are, not education.
Just like in school, our society has rules too. If rules are broken or violated, it will be considered as a crime or deviance. When crimes are being committed, formal and informal social control will be done. Police will swoop in with their sirens and put people behind bars, and the talk from people will bring the suspect down.
To identify motives, weak spots, police look at official crime statistics, which tells about total of crimes, who did it, and types of crimes. From these statistics, it appears to be that boys do more crime than girls. This is because boys are more adventurous, risk-taking, and aggressive, while girls spend more time at home. Some people assume that the lack of opportunity can affect criminal behavior, like women who commit less crime than men because they don't have the opportunity to. They stay at home as housewives. However, lack of opportunity cannot explain crimes like stealing identities, which are mostly done by rich people. To help control crime, media is used to spread awareness to help catch the so-called bad guy. In media, consumers interact with the media to create new media products. These media products are used for mass communication, like chatting, Facebook, and YouTube. All these can be controlled by the government through censorship and propaganda. While the media is controlled by the government, the media is owned privately and by the state. The private ones are owned by people, families, and are used to get money, while the states are owned by the states and are for public purposes.
Some argue that the media helps the rich people to get more money because advertisements make people to buy products from the rich people without thinking. However, others assume that people are thinking before they buy the product.
To conclude, sociology, the knowledge to study the human society, uses many points of view. These points of views are used to explain how the main aspects of society, like culture, social inequality, family, education, crime, and media, make us who we are today and makes us do what we do.